Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing? Hello, hello, hello. We are supposed to have started streaming. Let's see. Hello, hello, hello. Oof. Hi, 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 hi. Shout out to you, shout out to you. Leventis Onyekachi Namani. How do you do? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're fine wherever you are. Where you watching from? Are you watching from Magunze? Or you're watching from Ikinebu? Where exactly are you watching from? Just let me know. Just let me know. I'd love to hear from you as always, guys. Good afternoon to you from wherever you're watching us from. It's been an interesting day so far. Tomorrow, by the way, it's going to be the day that Nabikano will be returning to courts. We've been following these developments. And of course, we all know that the counsel to Nnamdi Kanu had submitted a no case submission. And so they're going to do the natural thing in court, which is submitting their documents. So when that happens, we're going to continue with the analysis. That'll be tomorrow. So we're going to continue with that analysis and bring you up to speed when anything at all develops. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. But just to let you know, that's a developing story regarding what has been going on across Nigeria, especially as it concerns the IPOB members. This is breaking news. 24 Biafran agitators who have been in detention for months have been released unconditionally. Um, I'm also following up on this development. This is actually from Ebonyi State. This channel has learned that the order for their freedom was given by an Ebonyi State High Court. Their lead counsel, Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor, confirmed this today. He wrote on social media, quotes, um, as we speak, the Ebonyi State High Court is delivering a landmark ruling. The remaining 24 Biafran detainees have for the opt-in time been discharged and acquitted. Justice is speaking loud and clear. Freedom is here. Glory to be to the Almighty God. Speaking to journalists after this session, he hailed the courts for upholding the courts or the course of justice. All right. This is one particular interesting development that I think that would give us a little idea of what is coming. I mean, we all know that this jailing of IPOB members all started from former President Muhammadu Buhari. In 2017, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's house was invaded in Abia State, where a lot of persons were killed, his parents inclusive. And since then, it hasn't been the same. It has been just back and forth, back and forth. He was granted bail at some point, and then again, he was arrested, went out of the country, and came back again through Kenya. This time around, they say it's an international rendition. Nigeria has actually, Nigerian court had actually released him consistently, but yet the government of Buhari refused, and it's quite terrible, really. And now it's unfortunate that the person that brought him to the prison or arrested him at first is now no more. So the next thing would be this current administration. What are they really doing with this man? He's been there for over for I mean you could break it into two or three or so. I mean, you're talking about 2017, then 2018, 2019, and then he leaves and comes back through rendition in Kenya. I don't know, of course, if you've also seen that Kenyan court judgment, the Kenyan court judgments that largely acquitted him, saying that it was wrong for him to have been internationally rendered from Kenya into Nigeria. The court actually even gave him some damages in the tune of over 220 million naira. Yeah, if you Kenya uses shillings, Kenyan shillings. So if you were to change it, I think it's about 10 million shillings that translated into 120 million naira. So that's to tell you the extent. I mean, what exactly would the Nigerian courts, the Nigerian government would holding him for, really, when this particular law has been breached? It really doesn't add up. It really doesn't add up. You can drop your comments on our comment track. You can also call the numbers. The numbers are showing on your screen. It's actually scrolling on your screen. I would love to hear from you. Whatever it is that you have to tell us right now. You could call it. You can share your thoughts. Let's hear what you have got. So, a number of visuals that we have for you. Hopefully by 3 o'clock, we're able to speak to the one and only CD Ogbe. CD Ogbe is a legal practitioner, practices here in Enugu State. I mean, I salute his courage when it comes to speaking truth to power, and in fact using the law, to hold government to account. He'll be speaking to us about the legal implications of all of these things, specifically this latest release by the Nigerian courts in Ebonyi State. 24 IPOB detainees been released. The landmark judgment is still, I understand, is still on the way. That's one. Two, we'll also talk about the issue regarding the landmark judgment of the Kenyan courts vis-a-vis what the Nigerian courts are actually doing. And we're also going to look at the expectation of what we would see going forward, talking about tomorrow, what exactly would happen tomorrow, because the counsel to Nnamdi Kanu had already submitted a no case submission earlier. So what exactly is the expectation? And of course, on a national scale, we know what's going on with Atiku defecting to the PDP. And beyond just the defection, there have been several reactions to that particular defection. I don't know which one to start off from. Let me see if I can grab one or two for you. It's just interesting if you look at the whole thing. Atiku has moved so much, and these days I'm beginning to even get confused whether he is even in the PDP or in the APC. I've lost counts. Is it APC? Is it PDP? Is it ACN? Where exactly is Atiku? And I don't know, does it come off to you like somebody who really truly wants to serve Nigeria? Because when you have spent so much fortune, I don't know, maybe someday somebody should put a number to the amount of monies that Atiku have spent trying to become Nigeria's president since 2007. He left office. He left office as vice president under Buhari, under Obasanjo. And since 2007, he's been trying to be president. 2007, 2011, 2015, 2019. This is 2023. 5 good times. So he come off to me like somebody who is desperate. Like, are you sure this guy is actually really coming to serve Nigeria? Because I can't imagine the humongous amount of money this guy have spent in trying to become Nigeria's president. And he hasn't been able to achieve it. Are you really sure he's coming to serve Nigeria? Because it doesn't add up. I would spend, say, averagely, spending like 5 billion in an election. I mean, I'm just saying 5 billion. I know 5 billion might be small, you know, when it comes to Nigerian election. I mean, it can be more. So imagine 5 billion. I mean, I can only imagine in my head how much that guy is worth. You know, every 4 years, he's out vying to become Nigeria's president. And even when the signal is looking rough and bad, is it not possible that somebody is not advising him properly? I mean, everybody knows that in 2023, just like Bode George said earlier in a particular interview that I watched, I think I'm going to play back that particular video. He had said that in 2023, they told him, you can't have a Buhari who had done an 8 years, a Northwesterner, who is of the APC stock, and the APC is coming now down to the south, and then you now want to now take the party's ticket to be a PDP flag bearer for the party again, and then they said that the power will now go to the north. So northwest finishes, another northeast continues. It's not done. It was just clear how, you know, they explained it to him, but he cared less. He didn't think that he mattered, anybody mattered to him, you know, and he wanted to run based on the merits of who he is and what he can achieve. After all, he has the monies to use to, you know, give. So after all, it's his money. So they allowed him, and there you go. He failed woefully. You may not say he failed woefully. I mean, he came second, but the second is a far cry from what he had achieved in 2019. In 2019, he and Peter Obi had over 12 million votes. Yes, in 2019. Yeah, he had 12 million, up to 12 million votes. But Buhari had around 14, 15 million votes, you know, in 2019. So you cannot place seats. You cannot put it together. It's not just possible. You can't put it together. You know, so now in 2023, he's scoring 6.9 million votes. Peter Obi, for the first time, scored 6.1 million votes. And now in 2027, he's resigning from the PDP to vie for the ticket of the ADC in 2027. On what basis should he be vying to become the presidential flag bearer, knowing that the PDP, the South hasn't finished their own 8-year term? It really doesn't add up. And like Bode George, stated it, that it is a selfish move, and that he doesn't think that this guy even means well for the country. And that is, for me, that is even my position, because I don't think this guy means well for. He looks like somebody who is power drunk. And again, I don't know if you have ever sat down to watch an article answer questions on economic developments and policies and what he intends to do for Nigeria. Have you ever sat down to watch him, like what Peter Obi does from time to time? Go on set on TV, different TV stations, Arise channels, Boboya, NTA, even if it is podcast. Have you ever heard him speak on Nigerian economic development and policies and programs that can really better the lives of Nigerians? Have you ever heard? If there's any interview, I have not seen. I have not seen any interview of Atiku or his likes giving us a policy direction as to the economic development of Nigeria. Think about it. In the last 6 months, 6 months is even too much, 3 months. What am I saying? In the last one month, where would you go to? Where would you say you have seen an article go for an interview on TV, on live TV or on podcast? Peter Obi goes on podcasts B2B wants you to hear what he says, wants you to know what he said, like wants to give you facts and figures. Where have you ever seen an article in the last 3 months sit down with young people and answer their questions directly? Where have you heard him speak on TV, whether on national radio, on television stations, where he went to give, you know, where he went to pay them a visit, and then he sits down with journalists and he answers direct questions about the ills of the economy and how he intends to solve it? Can you show? Can anybody point me to that direction? There is none. There is none. That's what I'm trying to say. There is none. So on what basis would you be saying that, oh, Atiku might be the next president and then he will be a better person, or he'll be the better president, for crying out loud? Even if we know that sometimes some of what these politicians say are really not something you can hold on to. Some have said certain things and then did the direct opposite when they get into power. We understand that, but at least we have somebody who can speak to our problems, who can challenge our problems, who can talk about our issues and directly answer our questions. But that we cannot say for somebody like an Atiku. And this is not in any way spoiling him. I'm not just saying that I have not seen. He doesn't seem to me like somebody who wants to do anything spectacular when he gets into power. He's just practically, for me, going to be a Buhari Pro Max. Like maybe a little bit of refined Buhari. There's nothing more really, because I mean, what exactly is Atiku going to come and do for Nigeria and Nigerians? Like, if he's given power in 2027, what exactly would he come and do? I mean, if you are somebody who loves Atiku, I would love to have that discussion with you, because I really don't see anything practically stimulating for me that would give us any opportunity, you know, to say, okay, based on XYZ, let's give him a try or something. I haven't really seen. And please, if you have, please let me know. I would love to really hear.
Once you have,
so let's listen to Bode George. Let's listen to Bode George. He was given an interview earlier today, and he was just basically blasting Atiku about his personal interest. It's all about his personal interest, nothing more. There are people who are urging him to take the ticket because they want his money, because they know he has money. And so let's listen to Bode George. We're back afterwards.
You have a public position in your zone. You spend 8 years for it, and then it comes down to the other zone. And so we said, look, Buhari came from the north, and he ruled Nigeria for 8 years. So you cannot contest. Somehow there were a lot of manipulations and all this, and that's the beginning of the crisis of our party. Now, hearing today that is going, and the reasons adduced by him are completely unacceptable. You know, in future, people will look at it and call it existential imbecility or existential docility. What are you looking for? It confirms now that because if he remains in the party, he cannot get the ticket.
But
because the South
I'm sorry to interject,
must continue to have that ticket as far as yes.
I'm sorry to interject, but as I'm listening to you, it's sounding like, you know, you don't seem to get the optics. The man, the vice president, former vice president, hasn't ever hidden his ambition to be president. And half the time when he moves party, it is because he wanted to push forward his presidential ambition. So his leaving now shouldn't be a surprise, should it?
Listen, no, that is not what you expect of a civilized individual. The corporate interest of this country must be much higher than your personal ambition. For God's sake, I tried to be chairman of the party. I didn't win. They manipulated it. I didn't leave the party. It's not everything that you personalize and you want that you get. Wait for your time. 2027 to 2031 will still be the South by PDP to present a presidential candidate. After that, it will be the turn of the North.
Well, that was Bode George giving his opinion about Atiku dumping the PDP and saying that, quite frankly, it is clear that he is an existential threat. It also shows that that's not how people who are civilized behave. You shouldn't be behaving that way because you lost a particular position and then you're moving from one place to another. I mean, he himself, he also gave an example of himself having to, lose the position of the chairmanship of the party, and he didn't move around, seeking for some sort of place, to go to. So he says that, look, it is not how people who have ambition or who really have people at heart really behaves. All right, that's it for that. We're moving over to the next visuals that we have for you, and this time around, it is Buhari. A rare footage has just surfaced online, and that footage was just clearly saying how Buhari showed disdain for the people of the Southeast, especially those who call themselves indigenous people of Biafra. The presenter was trying to call his attention to those who had been shot by the Nigerian security agencies right under his watch. This was in 2016, 2017. And it was something that a lot of persons reacted to, and it was really, really devastating. Let's see if we can get a visual from that particular story, and we'll be back afterwards. Let's see if we have that all queued up for you right now. Hopefully we get that out of the way. All right, let's see if we have that right now.
Another problem that seems to be emerging under your presidency, you've only been in power 9 months, but this problem in the southeast of the country, we're seeing the Indigenous Peoples Organisation of Biafra, IPOB, they are protesting peacefully for the most part on a regular basis. And there has been video, I could show you some video that's been posted of a very...
No, thank you.
These are the images the president didn't want to see. They're on the internet and we can't verify exactly what they show, but it appears as though security forces were shooting at unarmed protesters in the southeastern state of Abia. This is footage I can't personally verify, but it looks as though the security forces have gone in very heavy-handedly shooting, and there were reported to be 7 deaths. I'm wondering, how are you planning to deal with this issue of Biafra? You, of course, have first-hand experience.
After a 30-month civil war, at least 2 million Nigerians were killed. And for somebody to wake up, maybe he wasn't born when there was this fighting in Biafra and said he wants Biafra again. We have multi-party democracy system now. Let them organize themselves and vote for to have a state within a state. But to try and interfere with movement of troops, with economy, looking for Biafra, after losing 2 million people, I think they are joking with Nigerian security, and Nigeria will not tolerate it.
Why don't you invite them for talks?
Why should we invite them?
For the most part, they appear to be young people, as you say, with no recollection
they didn't know what
of the war,
happened.
The 1967-70 war. But these are disaffected young men for the most part, but young women as well, who are protesting, it would appear, against their reduced economic opportunities. Government allocations to state governments in that region have been reduced by something like 50%. These people want
jobs.
How
much was oil costing? For the last 16 years, it was costing from over $140 per barrel, now to sometimes under 30. So the system of allocation has to correspondingly be reduced. So why shouldn't it affect them if it's affecting the whole of Nigeria? From where do we get the money to give them?
Okay, Mr. President, I think that time is up, and I need to thank you very much indeed for taking the time to speak to me.
Thank you very much.
And for speaking to Al Jazeera. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, so that was former President Muhammadu Buhari, who was just laid to rest 2 days ago. A rare footage of him have surfaced online. That was his interview in 2016 with an Al Jazeera presenter who was asking him how he intends to deal with the incidental threats of the IPOB at the time. And he clearly told her that he didn't want to see those videos because it was quite shameful, where he knew what he had asked the security agencies at the time to go and do. Because again, if you know you didn't order them to do what they did in Abia State, I mean, you would have seen it and then take some precaution or look out for what to do next. And the way and manner that he answered those questions, about IPOB, about how bad things are, how people of the Southeast opportunities have been reduced. I mean, he was just so ephemeral about it. And that's part of the reasons also why he made those comments just around 2021, 2022, like the dot in the circle. He mentioned that the Southeast, an entire zone, while he was answering the question on the Rise News, was a dot in a circle. And then you really wonder, really, if you are to look back at what the things were that he did, especially as it concerns the Southeast, so many persons would say that it wasn't anything to go by. It wasn't anything to hold on to. It was really a bad period for the Southeasterner. And it's supposed to be like a bad regime, an 8 years regime that really had a lot of persons screaming that they're losing funds, they have their loved ones killed extrajudicially, and there's this period that where you have agitation. Sometimes it's good to even ask questions. Buhari never cared to ask questions about what exactly the IPOB boys wanted, what they really what the reasons were why they were doing what they were doing. And so it happens that he just thought that the only way out, because he's a military man, he has a military background, is to crush them really. And crush them, of course, he tried to do. But here we are right now, many years after. He's now dead and buried. Nnamdi Kanu apparently is still under detention, and I'm sure that in due course he will be released. All right, just like we have mentioned to you earlier, there are 24 members of IPOB have just been released by a high court in Ebonyi State. Hopefully it stays permanent, and of course the state obeys the court order, because what we've seen over time is the states refusing to believe or to abide by the court's ruling, which has been done severally. All right. Now moving over to some other things. I don't know how serious this might be from where you are, but Big Brother Nigeria is returning, and it's returning with a bang. It's coming in for its 10th year. Yes, for its 10th year. So many persons have said it's more of the distraction than, what's, value that it brings. So we would speak on that shortly, but not until we will give you the visuals of which we have seen online. So Big Brother is coming out for its 10th season. It's coming out. It's a double checker. I'm talking about the fact that it's going to be twice the drama, 10 times the drama, if you like. And it's starting 26th and 27th this month. So you have to look. You'll be watching Big Brother season 10. Let me know. Somebody was saying that it makes no sense to be Big Brother now. Some person said that it's going to be an opportunity for them to, have a little bit of distraction, and then you have the elections that is up for next year. But then again, some others say, well, there are so many things to distract you on. But again, trust me, Big Brother is one of those entertainments, show that really put smiles on the faces of most people and a few other persons. I mean, I have seen a lot of persons who have been empowered through Big Brother. In fact, for there's usually a very huge advantage that Big Brother brings. I really don't know. I don't know if I should be speaking for them, but let me just say a few of them, or maybe one or two. The people who get in there, you know, they're largely unknown people. Sometimes, well, maybe known, but largely unknown people. When they come out, they become really huge people. They become influencers. You know, the platform gives them the opportunity to expand. And so people who are affiliated to them are blessed by the fact that they have been uplifted, upgraded, as the case may be. And though there are people who are also content creators, sometimes the usage of Big Brother's content can also help your own content to grow. You know, creating content around Big Brother Nigeria have also shown to be very, very interesting and well rewarding for those who do it very well and those who pitch certain contents that entices to a lot of persons. So, you know, it gives people the opportunity to grow, expand, and to do the needful. So by and large, yes, so some persons will to be like a distraction, but to some others, it's more of a blessing than a distraction. So, but whatever it is for you, endeavor to keep it straight and locked. All right, do what is fine for you. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. All right, so beyond the Big Brother right now, there's a lady who has been going around social media. Apparently, she's been speaking about the reasons why she will never date a Yahoo boy. Yeah, the reasons why she will never date a Yahoo boy. And those reasons were really, really interesting. I needed to see it.
These are one of the reasons why I cannot date a Yahoo boy, and I don't really fancy them. Number one, 80% of them are illiterate. Not illiterate by, secondary school dropouts. Most of them didn't finish primary school. Some dropped at primary 5. And you might be wondering, how are they chatting with their clients? Most of them will just click on Google icon and speak nonsense, and the Google will type the words out for them, and that's how they are doing their thing. If you're chatting with most of them on WhatsApp, they will never reply you with text. They are always using voice notes. Number two, most of them are destiny readers, luck readers. They will date you and they'll be like, oh, since when I begin to date this girl, my client don't run. Oh, it's just this girl not they bring me bad luck. It's just you will not get destiny, you will not get luck. They read person, another person luck. They read meanings to everything. I beg. Number three, these people, if you date them and decide to go back into the dating pool, it will be very difficult for you to readjust, honestly, because Yahoo boys will come out and buy you iPhones like it's nothing. They will buy you hair. They buy you the most expensive hair, all this bouncy hair like it's nothing. Take you on a trip like as if it's nothing. And when you come back to the dating pool and you want to date a normal guy, it becomes very, very, very difficult for you to date, because there is no guy that is earning genuinely that will bring out 2.5 million naira to buy you a bouncy car in no day. There is no man that will bring out 1 million or 2 million naira for you to celebrate your stupid birthday. There is no man that will bring out 2 to 3 million naira and ask you to go and do shopping. There is no man that will wake up one morning and be like, let me take you on a vacation. Where is they? I mean, there are some men, but it gets to a certain point. If you come back to the dating pool and you want to date genuine men, genuine guys, people who make their money genuinely, 80% of the time, it's not going to work that way. It's not going to work. They find it very difficult to readjust. Number four is the fact that these people, they are narcissists. They're manipulators. When I see a lot of people who date these guys or men, then they try, gone. They live a life of competition. They don't listen to advice. They live a certain life that if you don't do drugs as a woman, you're not into drugs, smoking and all that, into alcohol, they might influence you. Dating a Yahoo boy or a Yahoo guy or a man might influence you into doing drug, taking all kinds of stuff, and there's a 90% chance that you get influenced. Number 5, they like juju. The only way to be their serious babe is when you know different plug of different native doctors. If you not feel waka, you cannot date them. Even if you are talking about a pastor or a man of God, man must be spiritual. Everything has to be spiritual. People did them now, they try.
She's giving us reasons why she will never date a Yahoo boy. But that actually sounded like somebody who has been dating a Yahoo boy. and who is practically maybe tired of dating a Yahoo boy and giving us all these, you know, experiences. It's sort of like somebody who is relishing her experience, who is telling her experience, who is pushing her experience. That's for me more of it. But again, beyond who the messenger is, her messages were quite apt. Her message was quite apt. You are at the risk of being called a Yahoo girl if you are dating a Yahoo boy, and you know you are dating a Yahoo boy. I mean, like she mentioned, no sane person who earns legitly will bring out 1 million, 2 million to buy you a phone, you know, just from nowhere. It's only a politician or somebody who does a Yahoo that could just go and spend money anyhow, because after all, the money was gotten anyhow. So nobody will make that kind of money and then want to throw it away just around just because you're a woman. I mean, except there is no dignity in service. So beyond just what she has said or what she has mentioned, I still feel that by and large, she made a selling point, but she was actually somewhat speaking from experience, and not just one experience. She's speaking from experience from so many Yahoo boys that she may have dated. Whatever it is, it's all human beings for their pockets. All right, so just like we mentioned earlier, we're following this breaking news out of Ebonyi State just now. 24 Biafra agitators who have been in detention for months have been released unconditionally. This channel has also learned that the order for their freedom was given by an Ebonyi State High Court. Their lead counsel, Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor, confirmed this on Thursday, which is just today. He wrote on his social media page, as we speak, the Ebonyi State High Court is delivering a landmark ruling. The remaining 24 Biafran detainees have, for the umpteenth time, been discharged and acquitted. Justice is speaking loud and clear. Freedom is here. Glory be to the Almighty God. Speaking to journalists after the session, he hailed the court for upholding the cause of justice. So this, of course, is not the first time that court has been releasing the detainees by IPOB. This is not the first time. This is not the first time. We have had severally where, even at the national level, where court clearly asked that this man be released on bail, and yet they're still kept. And I'm wondering, I'm asking these questions. What in the world is happening? Why are we not obeying our laws? It is just really sad. So that's the development for you. I brought you all the latest development. Remember, tomorrow we are following up on Nnamdi Kanu's case. It resumes tomorrow in Abuja. The counsel to Nnamdi Kanu have already said that it's a no-case submission, and I'm sure that they're going to be presenting their evidence to show that they have no case. I mean, the federal government has practically no case. And maybe on that ground, Nnamdi Kanu might be granted bail for the umpteenth time. Hopefully this time around, it's a different president that is on board, and it's a different court hierarchy. They do the needful. I want to appreciate every one of you for being part of the broadcast today. We're back shortly for the interview with C.D. Ogbe. That's next on top of the hour. I'm Charles. Have yourselves a beautiful afternoon just ahead. Bye now.